Hi there, 940 gal here. I gotta tell you, if you're gonna play around with cold steel knives, do yourself a huge favor. See this little boo-boo right here? Well, 940 gal did something not so smart. I don't have super strong hands, so these lockback locks, the Triad lock that's on cold steel, is really stiff and hard for me to close sometime unless I break the blade in, the lock in. And there are different ways you can do that by leaving it partially open for a couple days. That's a neat little trick. And I think some other YouTubers out there have their own ways of loosening up this Triad lock that involves taking the knife apart, and that's too much work for me. Anyways, back to my story. I was playing around with a Talwar. This is not the culprit. I was working with a Talwar one night, and I had it fully opened, and because I was having trouble getting the lock to disengage, I held the blade like this, and I pressed it against the edge of a table. And somehow, I did just too much pressure all at once, and the lock disengaged, and the blade slammed over and embedded itself in my hand. My hand looked like a block of Swiss cheese, the way that Talwar blade was just literally in there. I screamed, and my hand started bleeding profusely. It took about 5-10 minutes to stop the bleeding. It was pretty ugly. So, note to self and everybody else out there that loves their cold steel knives, especially their larger cold steel knives, be extremely careful, especially if you're aware that you have trouble disengaging this Triad lock. These blades, even the smaller blades, and that was the medium-sized Talwar that bit me. It wasn't even the big one, thank goodness. But even the smaller cold steel knives, they are super sharp, and they will bite you hard. So wear gloves if you tend to be slightly accident prone, like apparently I was that day. Or just be really careful. None of us wants to hurt ourselves, I don't think. Now, moving on, I just want to talk today. I woke up this morning and I just felt like handling an Espada. Again, this one I've broken in a little bit. I have to be very careful with these, but I really love the Cold Steel Espada. I think it's a beautiful blade, an awesome design for such a larger blade. It carries easy in your pocket, especially if you got cargo shorts on or a good pair of jeans. It has the wave opening mechanism here. Some people call this a thumb stud, but I consider it a wave opening mechanism. And it deploys very easily out of the pocket. This model is made with Cold Steel's CTS XHP, which is a great steel. It has the DLC coating on it. I think Cold Steel did a huge thing by upgrading their steel from the AUS 8A to the CTS XHP. They've got a really great winning combination here, and the designs on cold steel knives, especially their tactically oriented knives and their larger knives like this Espada or the Cold Steel Talwar, Cold Steel has hit it out of the playing field as far as large blades go, and you can consider them ridiculous and unnecessary. They're still beautiful to look at. A joy to carry if you're somebody who likes to carry a larger blade, and extremely utilitarian. So That's 940 Gals Morning Thoughts. And everyone, be safe out there.